Hi there, good morning. It's Lisa from Critters'n Designs, and today I thought I'm going to try and go live on YouTube. I've never done this before, and I noticed that my refresh chat is not working. So um, don't ask me what that's all about. It says go to live. Let me... okay, let's see. No idea. Oh, okay, let's try that. All right, let me go back to here. Nope, didn't work. So, oh well. Um, if you're watching the replay, feel free to comment, say hello. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to. My goal is to try and hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I know I'm not really consistent with my videos, but I'm working on that. Trust me, I really am. So anyway, today I thought I would do the current paper pumpkin called Nests of Christmas. So let me scoot down to my desk here. So this is what a pretty box. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's called Nests of Christmas. And let me just grab a pair of scissors and we'll open this up. Now I've looked at I've looked at it online a little bit, but I haven't really, I just wanted to find out what the coordinating colors were, and I picked out some of the cardstock in case I wanted to make an alternative, because you know I'm all about the alternative. So let's crack this open. So the first thing we see is a super wide tear and tape. Wow, that is wide. That's got to be, how big is that? That's wide. That is like 3/8 of an inch wide. And then we have some really cute, let me grab a piece of cardstock here, something dark. There. Again, with the glare, sorry. So we have a beautiful little cardinal here and a little fern. This looks like just dottage, like little dots. Let's see if I can do this differently. And then this sentiment says, joyful thoughts to you this season. This one says, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and some berries. And of course the cardinal. Super cute. And with it, excuse me, you have a shaded spruce Stampin' Spot. So per usual, I did bring out my full-size shaded spruce. I'm going to use that. And let's see what we have in here. Oh, these are gorgeous. I can tell already. All right, let's get rid of our box. See, my husband, we were on our bikes, and my husband took it out of the mailbox and dropped it, so it's a little mangled, but I'll get over it. All right, so let's see what we have here. Oh, there's so much foil. Woo! I love things that are foiled. All right. So pretty. I never hit my recycle bin when I throw my plastic. I'm gonna try and zoom. Well, maybe I don't have to. I was gonna say I'm gonna try and zoom out maybe just a little bit. There. So let's see what we have. Oh, we have a beautiful grosgrain ribbon. In what color would that be? Let's look at the colors first, because I don't know if that's Poppy Parade or Real Red. It's Real Red. Okay, so the coordinating colors are Basic Black, Blueberry Bushel, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Gray Granite, Night of Navy, Pumpkin Pie, Real Red, and Shaded Spruce. So this looks like you have 4 cards, each of 2 designs. So, oh my gosh, look at these envelopes. I don't know if you can see the foliage. Oh yeah, there, you can see the shine. of the foiling. It's like a shaded spruce foiling around the envelopes. Wow. These are gorgeous. I almost don't want to use them. Okay, so that's our envelopes. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets of punch outs. So there's even some for alternatives, I guess, if you wanted an extra sheet. Sorry, my allergies today. I don't know if it's because you can see I have helmet head. We were out for a ride, and I'm sometimes with all the wind we've had lately, everything's getting stirred up. Even though it's October, it's still my allergies at bits. Okay, so this is one. Oh my gosh, look at that. This is one of the card bases. It's a trifold with a punch out. Oh, wow. And look at the green. The shaded spruce foil. That is stunning. So we have 4 of these, I think. 1, 2, 3. No, we have 5 of these. So you actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, no. So there's 5. I thought there was only 4 of each, but there's 5 of each. So you make 10 cards, not 8. I guess I could read the instructions, right? Now, why would I do that? Okay, so there's 5 of this one. And we have some banners here. And then we have, obviously, 5 of these. Look. Look at that. I'm going to assume that that is blueberry bushel. Let me grab my... It looks like Night of Navy to me, though. Oh, it is Night of Navy. Because here's blueberry bushel. Look at the difference. So this is Night of Navy. And with the shaded spruce... foiling. And then this too has a punch out in the front, and it's a trifold as well. Yeah, this is a trifold. Ooh. This is beautiful. Okay, so that's what we have. We have 2 sets of cards. I keep these. Now, if you don't have a glass mat or a Stampin' Pierce mat, keep this and do your stamping on here because it gives you a little bit more firmness for stamping, because photopolymer stamps can be a little bit snarky when it comes to stamping. And don't forget, we're going to clean each stamp before we use them because there will be manufacturer residue on here, okay? So don't forget, that's a really important step. So let me throw that over there because I have a drawer full of them for when I do classes away from home. So here's our ribbon. It's real red, and it's a grosgrain ribbon. It's actual ribbon. Look at how pretty that is. I don't know if you can see the grosgrain part of it. It's gorgeous. Beautiful. And we also have a sheet of large dimensionals. So that's good. Okay, and then we have this, of course, which you can use some tear and tape and make a little pocket to keep your stamps in for storage. Okay, now the way I store my Paper Pumpkin monthly stuff is I print this off. Now, if you go to paperpumpkin.com and you go to, I forget what it's called, but it's the middle title on the title bar, and scroll right to the very bottom of the page and you can print these out. I print them out at full size, and I just fold it in half like this, and then I take my trimmer and I just trim off the top. Oops, my thing just popped apart here. Let me move my camera just a smidge. So I just trim off the top here and the bottom. And a little bit on the side. And what I use are these envelopes from Avery Elle, and I have them listed below in the description. And I just figure out how much I have to cut off for it to fit in here, and really about maybe 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to go over to the first line here, which is 1/4 of an inch, and I'm just going to cut that off. And so now it will fit in my Avriel envelope like this. And I put them in I have a plastic shoebox that you can just buy anywhere. And I put them with the most recent ones at the front. And I love it because you can just look at the back and see what your stamps are. So when I'm finished, I just pop them in between in here and store it like this in my plastic shoebox. And I have them all concurrent with the most recent at the front. So again, it's a free download. You just go on to paperpumpkin.com. Use the middle title. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's How Paper Pumpkin Works or something like that. And then scroll right to the very bottom of the page, and that's where you'll find these. And if you go, you can go back. And if you didn't know about that, you can go back and print them off. So I'm just going to put that aside. And let's get ready for our first card. So what do we need? Oh, you know what I wanted to show you too? If you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, there is an add-on die set for $16.50 called Merry Tags and More. And only Paper Pumpkin subscribers can get these dies. So these dies are coordinate, sorry, I don't know where my brain is today, coordinate with October, November, and December's Paper Pumpkins. So these are the dies. So we've got the word Merry, a little fern. It's not so little, but it's a fern. And then a tag. So I've just kind of put them together there so you can see what the different dies are. But isn't that cute? I love this tag. So, and they just come in a little envelope like this. And this one coordinates with October, November, December. And they started back in January. And if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can go into in the online store. If you click on the left-hand side, you'll see Paper Pumpkin, and then it'll have refills and more. And that's where you would order these. And I believe they're all still in stock right from January. Last time I looked, they were. So I'm going to put these here in case I want to use them later. So let's see. Card number 1. Okay, we're going to need an envelope. Well, you're going to need an envelope for all of them, but what do I do with my envelopes? Okay, we have an envelope, and we're going to use this card front. And we're going to need a cardinal and one of the big greenery boughs here. And one of these tags. Okay, let's put all of this over to the side. I have a big desk, but I have very little working space. Seems very crowded all the time. Now this set coordinates with the Winterly Treetops stamp set, which, you know, I just had, of course. What did I do with it? Here it is. The Winterly Treetops bundle. So here are the stamps for the Winterly Treetops. And there are some really awesome dies. Beautiful dies in here. I'll take them out and have a look. I love this. Now, a few months ago, I did a couple of projects using this kit or this bundle, and I will, on the replay, I will try and link that video up above. Whoops. And then there's also the Birchwood 3D embossing folder. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. So it's like a wood, it's like a birch. Looks like birch. Really, really pretty. So, okay, so for the first card, let's see what we need to do. So we're going to punch out our insert here, and let's keep this. We're going to use this for something else, I'm sure. We don't need the envelope quite yet. And we also need the words Merry and Christmas. So Merry and Christmas. And what else? Oh, so if you look on your directions here, it shows you two little icons, and you can, I don't know if I can, the zoomer in on this camera is not the greatest. Okay, so it doesn't focus that great. I don't know. I'm very frustrated with this camera, but anyway, so there's, you see this little circular thing, that's your tear and tape. And then when you see the little octagonal dots, that's your dimensionals. So let me zoom back out. There. So let's see. So let's go to the directions. That just tells you what you need. So let's have a look. So we also need a piece of the ribbon, which is over here. I should keep all this stuff together so I don't end up searching forever for it. And I'm going to use a couple of blocks. And when you get your first paper pumpkin, let's see. When you get your first paper pumpkin, if you're a new subscriber, you will receive a block like this. They're great. It's about just over 1/4 inch thick, and it's a great little block. I personally prefer the ergonomic blocks because my hands are a little bit arthritic, and this gives you more something to grip onto. So I will use both. So the first thing we're going to do is stamp our Merry Christmas. And I'm not the greatest at lining things up. Oh, one tip about the photopolymer stamps is that they're very easily manipulated. Like you can see here, I curved it. And that's something that you don't want to do unless you want to do it specifically. So what I typically do is I put it down and I let it rest, and it'll go to its original shape. And then I pick it up with the block, and you can see now that it's perfectly straight. And I'm going to do the same thing with the Merry, and I'm going to use a smaller block. Now you could put the two of them together. I could do this. And that would probably work just fine. Let's see. Maybe I will do that. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, see, it's a good thing I checked. It's upside down. All right. So Merry. And it's crooked. So, which is why okay, let's put this down like this. All right, so Merry Christmas. Now I could do it on a piece of grid paper. If I was to do it right on my glass mat, honestly, it'll stick. Let me grab a piece of grid paper and see if we can line it up straight. So I'm going to use the lines on my grid paper. It sticks to my nails. Take your pick tone, see if I can fight with it a little less, because that's annoying. Okay, and then Christmas. And I want, oh, see, I bumped it. I want to get them as close together as possible. So I have the C starting on the line. and it's straight, and then I want the M also starting on the line. There, that looks pretty good. And it looks pretty straight. So let me try and pick both of them up at the same time, and we'll see how straight they are. Let's stamp it. That's the test of time. So, oh, I forgot to clean it. Always clean your stamps before you use them for the first time, because there may be a bit of manufacturer's residue on there. And I'm just using my wet chamois. Okay. And then you also want to prime your stamp just a little bit by stamping it a couple of times. Oh, look at how pretty that is. Stamping it a couple of times just, you know, to get the ink into the stamp. So that looks pretty darn good. I got a little bit of blobbage there, so I'm just going to clean that. Because if you rock, that will come onto your paper, and that won't be good. So when you're applying your ink, you just want to tap straight down, straight up. There, beauty. Okay, so let me move this out of the way. And there's our label. Let's see if I can. All right, so we've tested it. Cross your fingers that I'm straight here. I can already tell it's not straight. But you know what? I gotta live with that. It's close enough. These are handmade cards, not run through a factory. So, Merry Christmas. And the next thing we need to do is take a fern. So we need our fern stamp. Let me just give it a clean. I should clean this one before I get ink all over anything. There. And we're going to stamp some foliage around our card. So let me grab my scrap paper again. Now, if I was doing just the cards that are in the kit, I would do this methodically. I would stamp all of my labels, then I would stamp all of my card bases, then I would, you know, do it sort of, what do you call that? Conveyor belt style. I don't know what you call that, but that's how I would do it. Okay, so I'm going to just put a little bit of greenery here and a little bit, maybe one coming down here. Like that. And I'd like to have one up in the corner here, but I'm going to grab a Post-it note because I don't want it on the back of my card. So I'm just going to put a Post-it note there so that I don't get ink where I don't want it. I'm actually going to do it down here. I'm going by the diagram. And so they have a couple down here. There. So you can see that I don't have any ink past the fold mark, which is what I wanted. I don't really want it going over to the back. All right. And it is easier to stamp things when they're not folded. So, all right, so let's fold and burnish our score lines. And then we'll do this side as well. You can see I've got ink on here. Not a good thing. Better clean my hands. And I'm just going to fold and score this one. So let me just grab a baby wipe and get the ink off my fingers. gosh, I have ink everywhere. I'm an inky girl. Yes. So next month's paper pumpkin is really, really cute. Let me see if I can show you a picture of it just while I'm doing this. It is so cute. It's got little cotton socks, Christmas stockings. Let me see if I can find them. Here we are. There, look at how cute that is. Isn't that adorable? So you have until November the 10th to order that one. And it also comes with a special box. Usually a paper pumpkin is just a normal, like an orange box that says paper pumpkin on it. But this month and next month, they're pretty fancy. Okay, so here we are. We have this. And so the first thing we're going to do is put our ribbon behind our banner. So what I'm going to do is take some of the tear and tape. This is very wide tear and tape. I'm just going to cut a little piece and pop it on my ribbon. Boy, that just fits on there. Look at me, inky again. Good grief. This is an inky kind of day, I think. I played with paper and ink all day yesterday and I got no ink on me. But look at me today. I've been at it for 10 minutes and I am green from one end to the other. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to peel this off and just center that right on my banner. So cute. And I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back of the banner. And this is going to go here. Oh, I guess you have to peel the, honestly. It's like a brain freeze kind of day. Oh, Lord. I hope this isn't an indication of how the rest of my day is going to go. Holy smokes. Okay, so that's going to go there. Super cute. And then we have our bird and our greenery. So this is going to go like this on dimensionals. So let's see. I want to put a dimensional right on the very bottom of here and right on the very top of here. So I'm going to flip it over. So it's here. Where am I? Here and here. All right, so where are my dimensionals? So I got one going here. And one going up here, right in the corner, because I don't want my dimensionals to be showing when I open the card. All right, so this is going to go like this and like this. And also you don't want your edges to be hanging over the edge of the card, or it's not going to fit in the envelope. Unless these are oversized envelopes. Let me have a look. No, they're not. So you want to make sure that the edges of your elements are inside the card. There. So I have that on there. And you can see here that I have a bit of dimensional sticking out. So I'm just going to move that down there, like that. That's better. And then our bird is going to sit on top of that. Now they have the bird also on dimensionals, but with postage rates the way they are lately, I set out a little kit the other day and it was $16 for an envelope of paper. Like, give me a break. It's ridiculous. Okay, so it says to put dimensionals on there. Honestly, I'm not going to. Oh, unless I put one on his head. No, it's still going to really raise that up. I'm just going to glue him, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to put a bit of glue on him. Now, if I was just putting this in a package or something, yeah, I would go crazy with the dimensionals. I love my dimensionals. There. How pretty. And that is that. They don't have a sentiment on the inside, but by all means, you could absolutely put a dimensional on the inside. Or I mean a sentiment on the inside. If you don't want it to open up, I mean, obviously you want somewhere to write your message. I would have to put a piece of basic white on the inside here because I have ink all over it. Or what I could do, oh, here's the thought. What I could do is take my stamp and just stamp foliage on the inside because I managed to get ink all over the inside of my card. So yeah, whenever there's a boo-boo, you can fix it. There. So now you can't tell that I have inky fingerprints all over the card. And what else do we have in terms of sentiments? Where's that ink spot thing? So, joyful thoughts to you this season. Why don't we just go right ahead and pop that in there? So let me grab another block. Where's my paper pumpkin block I had here a minute ago? Right here. So why don't we just go ahead and stamp this right in the center. Oh, I didn't clean it. Ugh. Okay, let me clean it. Brand new block, brand new stamp. You want to make sure you clean it. And there's me with more ink. Good grief. Okay, I need my scrap paper. We'll just give this a test stamp. And so what you're doing when you do your test stamp, you're actually seasoning your stamp a little bit. And just sort of as a reference, you see a lot of these cheaper Stampin' Up! Products on places like Temu and wherever else. Keep in mind that they make those, you know how they can do that so cheap is they're making the stamps out of, what do you call it? What's that stuff that silicone. Well, silicone is designed to fill gaps and be water repellent. So you're never ever going to get a good stamp with a silicone stamp. These are photopolymer and it's designed for the stamping industry and it absorbs the ink. And that's why the more you use it, the nicer stamp you're going to get. So don't be fooled, but just got another fingerprint on this card. Okay, guess we need another leaf in there. Where's my leaf? I'm going to take my sticky note here and cover up the score line. I don't want it to go any further, so I'm just going to cover that up. There. Jeepers. And while I'm at it, I might as well throw in a few berries and just make it look deliberate. I'm telling you. Ugh. Okay, let me grab a real red. Real red, where are you? Oof. And this is why I don't do lives. I have to get used to doing lives though, because I'm determined to get over my phobia of doing lives. It totally gives me the willies to do a live. And even this live is not that live. I have it set as private so that I can get over my fear. Now I have a bit of ink here. I'm definitely going to clean that up because you know for sure that if I rock this block, that ink is going to end up on the bottom part of my card. There. That makes a bit of a difference, doesn't it? Wow. Oh, see? Jeepers. Okay. One more berry. Oh, I didn't even... Okay. I'm telling you. There. I'm leaving this one done. Holy moly. Okay. Card number 1. Complete. But isn't it pretty? All right, card number 1. Who knew I could make something so easy, so difficult? I swear. Okay. Keeping it real, folks. Okay, that's card number 1. So let's look for card number 2. Oh my goodness. Okay, so for card number 2, I need one of these. And one of these. Now, you know, immediately when I saw this, you know exactly where my brain's going if you watch me at all. Shaker card, right? So I'm going to pop this out. We're going to keep this for a different card. I have my label. And let's see, I need one of these. One of these. And one of these. There. Okay. So we have, I'm going to get these out of here because I didn't clean them. So I have, they want you to do thoughtful, joyful thoughts to you this season onto our label. So let's do that. Now I've already cleaned it and primed it. But I am going to do a couple of test stamps again, just in case. I always do this because, you know, I've been disappointed with my stamping sometimes. And it's because I didn't prepare properly. So if I'm just fooling around, you know, at home with, you know, nothing really specific in mind, I still do this because, you know, if I do something and I like it, then I'll keep it and turn it into a class. All right, so there's our label. Nice and straight, at least this time. I'm going to clean that so I don't get ink on anything. And once again, I need a piece of ribbon. This red grosgrain is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we need a piece of ribbon. And I'm going to put a little piece of turn tape on the back. Oops. There. Okay, and this is going to go onto the back of our sentiment. Beautiful. Oh. And dimensionals. So I need 4 dimensionals. Oops. And I'm putting the dimensionals more on the cardstock than I am on the ribbon because it won't stick really well on the ribbon. But it will sort of hold the ribbon down a little bit. There. So yeah, one of my personal goals is to start doing lives because, to be really honest with you, it gives me the willies to do a live. And like I can see here, I have issues with my chat thing is not working. So, like, how am I supposed to, you know, do a live with no chat? So those are the kinks that I have to figure out. Excuse me. So yeah, I want to, my whole goal is to start doing lives on a consistent basis. I just have to figure out the software and things like that. And I am not even remotely nerdy, so I'm having a hard time with that part of it. All right, so I've burnished my folds. I've got my my card done, folded, and I'm going to pop this kind of in the middle. Oops. You can see my dimensional here. I don't like that. I can't believe how much ink is on my fingers. There, that's better. I got dimensional on me now. All right. Okay, Lisa, get your poop in a group here. Let's get this going. All right. So here we go. That's that. So then we have our, I'm going to close this because, you know, I'm me. All right. So I've got my birdies. And this little guy is going to go down here. This is going to go up here. That is so pretty. Oh, I love the colors. Coastal Cabana. And then this little fellow is going to sit on top of here. So we need, again, to have our dimensionals under the, just on the frame of the, of where the bird's going to go. So I'm just going to put one there. So one there and one over here. So there and about here. Okay. And so, and again, we don't want our edges hanging over because it won't fit in the envelope. So you have to be mindful of that. So we have this and this. And then this little fellow is going to go up here. And same thing. So I'm going to put one dimensional here. One there. One over here. And one kind of here. Hopefully that's going to work. Yep. So we'll take the backings off of these three. And this is going to go, whoops. And again, you want to be careful that your edges aren't going to go over the edge of the card because it will not fit in your envelope. There. Super cute. And then this little guy is going to sit here. This reminds me of the buntings that come to our feeder. So let's see. He's going to go there. And I can actually, I'm going to put a dimensional here to hold his butt up. And maybe one on his head. Nope, not on his head because his head is going to be in the window. So we can't have that. So I'm going to stick one kind of in his chest there. There. There we go. Oh, look how cute that is. And why not? Let's put some fern in there. Let's see if I can try not to get any fingerprints on the inside of this one. Because, you know, I'm good at that. So I'm just going to stamp once lift and stamp again. So you have like a shadowy kind of thing going on there. And just because I can, I'm going to throw some berries in there. There. And no fingerprints. Yay. So look. Where's my camera? Look at the green. Yeek. Okay. All right. So there's our second card. These are absolutely beautiful. So these are the 2 cards that come in your kit. And where are my envelopes? And these are the envelopes that go with it. How pretty. These are so gorgeous. Now, if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and you'd like some refills of these, they will go on sale probably around the 21st of the month after the second billing. But here's the thing. These are gorgeous. Those refills, if there's any, are going to sell out fast. So if you have your heart set on this, look first thing in the morning on the 20th or the 21st in the Paper Pumpkin part of the online store and go to refills and check it out first thing in the morning, because I can guarantee you these are going to be sold out by mid-morning. I guarantee it, just because they're so pretty. All right, so the next thing we should do is an alternative, right? And because I'm me, I'm going to do a shaker card. So let's take one of these because I love Bermuda Bay. And I'm going to keep this handy. And I'm going to cut, how am I going to do this? I have to think about this for a sec. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this apart. I know that I need to do that. So let's cut this apart. So I'm going to cut right on this score line. And I'm also going to cut this one right on the score line. And there's a real good chance that I'm going to have to trim them down. But I'm okay with that. There. Okay. So we have these. Now what I need are foam strips, window sheet, and some shakers. Okay, so foam strips are over here. Window sheet is over here. And I need shakers. Let's see. Okay, so I've got some shakers. So what I have here are the loose white snowflakes. Now, I can't remember if these are online exclusive or if they're in the mini, but the number, if you want to order these, is 164128, and they're currently available. And these are snowflake sequins that I had from last year, so they're basically the same, but they have little sparkly sequins in them as well. So I might use up these just to use them up. So go through your stash. Like you might have some white sequins or some like turquoisey type, sequins, and mix and match and put them in there. All right, so let's see. I need a piece of window sheet. Our window sheet comes in 12 by 12. Is that going to be big enough? Yep. 12 by 12 sheets. And I go through a lot of it. I usually buy 2 or 3 packages at a time. So you only get 2 in a package, but they're reasonably priced and they're really good quality window sheet. You can actually heat emboss on them because they're that like strong of a gauge of plastic. So let me clean these so I don't get anything on anything, because I will, as we know. Okay. All right. So how are we going to do this? Let's check it out. Let's see. Well, the first thing I want to do, I need a card base. So here I have a basic white card base. that is 4¼ by, no, 5½ by 8½, and I've scored it at 4¼ I make a whole bunch of these up at the beginning of sort of the month when I know I'm going to be using a lot of basic white. I don't often make card bases in basic white, but you know, sometimes I do. But I usually make about 10 up at a time, and one sheet of paper will give you 2. So this is going to go onto here, and then I have to decide, do I want the Night of Navy behind it, or do I want this behind it? Like that. Which I kind of think I do for this one anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up. Let's get this out of here. I'm going to line this up so that it's lined up perfectly. And put some glue on the back of this. And then this way I know that it's going to be centered, right? And this is something that I always mean to do, and I never do it. And then I end up kind of winging it as I'm working, which will make me crazy. Okay, so I'm going to line these guys up. There. Actually, I'm going to grab my trimmer. Where's my trimmer? And if I sit this in the corner, let me move my camera here. If I sit the card base in the corner, and then I lay this in the corner as well, I know that they're lined up. So now I can take my gluey piece here and pop this in, and I know that it's going to be right where I need it to be. Oops. There. Okay, perfect. There. Just a little hint for you there. If you're ever trying to line stuff up, use your trimmer or your, what's it called? Your scoring, you know, the scoreboard. I can't remember the name of it. And use the corners, and that will help you line things up. I do it all the time. That's the best way to do it. And so now we know that that's perfectly lined up. All right, so the next thing we need to do is put some tear and tape. I might as well use up this one. And it doesn't matter if your tear and tape goes all the way around, because basically we're just holding the window sheet in or onto the front of the card. Now, if I was doing the foam strips, that's a totally different story. And I just need little pieces here. I just need it to be adhered to the front of the card. Oh, sorry. Move my camera back. Here we go. Okay, so let's make sure that this is going to fit. Well, I did decide that it's going to fit, but it's a little bit long. So this is 5½, and I'm going to trim this down to 5 and about 3/4 maybe. So 5 3/4. And keep this. Oops, where am I? Keep this. I know it seems silly, but sometimes you do those little pop-up cards, and you could use this to put up a little element. So I always keep them in a little baggie, and then they're there if I need them. All right, so let's take your pick tool. And we'll remove the backing from our tear and tape here. It's a beautiful sunny day here, but boy, it's chilly. When I got up this morning, it was 4 degrees Celsius. Now that's 0 is freezing. 0 would be 32 Fahrenheit. So cold, really, really chilly. All right, so same thing. I'm going to use my trimmer again. And I'm going to put this in the corner. And then I'm going to lay this. It's still too, is it still too long? I thought I just trimmed that. Oh, you know what? I trimmed the wrong side. What a jerk. Okay. I'm going to trim it this way. 5.5. I'm going to trim this at 5. I trimmed off the side instead of the... I'm telling you. Thankfully, I have lots of this. Oh, good grief. Okay. So, where's my trimmer? I'm going to bring this back up. Pop this back in the corner. I'm telling you. Okay. So this is going to go like this. There. Okay. So now I have my window sheet in my card. And it's nice and flat. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my embossing buddy. So if you don't know what an embossing buddy is, it's this little powder tool that you use when you're making when you're doing heat embossing. And what I'm doing is I'm just putting powder onto my tear and tape so that it isn't sticky, because I don't want it to start sticking to things that I don't want it to stick to. You know what I mean? Okay. So I've got my card and I've got my card base, and this is going to sit like this. And I'm just going to take the powder off of my window sheet here. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is take our foam strips, and these foam strips, you get 40 strips in a package, and they go a long way. So let me peel one off and I'll just show you. So when you're doing a window sheet, you want to get as close to the, let me zoom in. You can get as close to the edge of your card window, but you don't want it to show in the window. And the beauty of these strips is that they're very flexible, so I can literally just go around my window here. Like this on a curve. There, now that's pushing it just a bit. Over you go. Okay. And then I'll just take another piece and continue. I'm going to go along the bottom, and you want to make sure that you don't have any gaps, because that's where your little sequins are going to escape. And trust me, it's not in the game plan, I can assure you. All right, so there I have my little window done. So I can store this piece for my next card. I love window sheets, not window sheets, shaker cards. Whenever I have an opportunity to make a shaker card, you can bet I'm going to. I forget when I got addicted to them. It was a while back, but the first shaker card I ever made, I was like, oh my God, look at that. You know. So this is going to go here like this. But what I want to do first is I'm going to take our fern. Now I'm just winging this. I hope it looks okay when I'm done. I'm going to put some ferns, can you see, in here. Where's my... Put a hair on there. And that's one thing, if you have pets, make sure you do not have a cat hair or something on your stamp, because it will show. I can guarantee that. All right, so I'm going to do this here like that. And maybe one over here. There. Okay. So that's really pretty. I'll give this a clean. And I'm going to take the sentiment that we had before, the joyful thoughts to you this season, and let's pop that right in the center of here. That looks pretty centered to me. Beautiful. Okay. So next I'm going to take my little snowflakes. And I'm just going to pop a few in the middle. You know what I could have done on the front of the card, and I never even thought of it, was to put a panel with the birch, next time, with the birch embossed front. But we'll do that next time. So I'm going to put some of these snowflakes into the center of the card like this. Super cute. And I'm going to grab some sequins because I feel like I need a little bit of sparkle. Let's see. Let's see. I have some of the green ones. No, they're too green. I think I'll put a couple down and see what they look like. These were the sequins for every occasion or something like that. Oh, you know what? I'll put a couple. There's gold and white in there too. So it needs a little bit of sparkle. So just go through your stash, see what you have. Anything with a little bit of sparkle would do. And I still have a few of the silver sequins that they were on the I always forget what you call it. The you know, at the end of the season where they have the sale. Just last month, and I had 2 in my cart, 2 packages of these sequins in my cart, and then I went for my hour-and-a-half bike ride, came back, and they were out of my cart because they were sold out. So note to self, if you really want something, close that sale and go back and do another order if you need to. I was so annoyed. All right, so now I'm going to pull this off of our card, of our window, I guess. And let me get my trimmer again because I want to be able to line up our card bases. So let me move my camera down. So I'm going to pop this right in the corner again. And I've taken the backing off of my foam strips, and I'm just going to lie this like right in the corner. And then push it down so that it matches. Ah, and it didn't, it's crooked. Let me take that off. No, I don't understand why it's matching down here and not up there. So let me try that again. I'll just make sure that this is the right length. It's just a hair longer than a 5.5. I'm going to trim that little stinker to 5.5. It says 5.5, but it's literally a hair longer. Just enough to throw it off. Look at my fingers. All right, let's try that again. So I've got it in the corner. I'm going to line this up. Oh, you know what it is? It's the window sheet that is sticking out. Okay, I can fix that pretty darn quick. I'm just going to trim this off. The window sheet is literally like a 32nd of an inch longer than my card base, and it was throwing it way, way, way off. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to press that right into the corner like that. Make sure that's right in the corner like that. And voila. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. Okay, so that's that part. And then let's use some of the elements that we had in our card. So it could certainly use some color. So let's use a birdie bird. And some greenery. Do we want that, or do we want just this? I think we'll just, whoops. I think we'll just do this. Because I'm not loving the cardinal, unless, like, I think if we put the bigger piece, like this, I just think it's too much, maybe. Or what if we do it this way? So I can itch. I don't know. You know what? I think I'm just going to do this. Yep. And let's take a piece of that ribbon. That green in there actually looks pretty darn good. I was surprised. I didn't think that I would like it, and I don't mind it. So it is, so if you have these, it came in a package of green, pink, and blue, and you got 3 in a box. And they were, I'm sure it was called Sequins for Everything. And so if you managed to pick those up when they were current, then you can certainly use those. Now what I could do is put this like right over in the corner and then just trim it away. That's definitely a possibility as well. You know what, I might just do that because I like that. And if I have it all the way over, it's going to cover up my sentiment, and I don't want that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to glue just along here and pop this like this. Just gonna let it sit for a sec to dry. And then trim away. Like that. There. Super cute. Okay. And I'm going to take some Wink of Stella and just put a little bit of glitter on some of the greenery and of course the berries. And just a little stroke here and there just to give it a little bit of something. There. I really like that. What do you think? you can't really see the glitter, but oh, it's so pretty. I love my Wink of Stella. I put it on everything. I just love it. And I was kind of wondering about putting a piece of ribbon somewhere, but I'm still coming back to that. I don't know. Might be a little bit much. What I could do, though, is maybe cut out of this punch one little piece. And of course, I don't have to be precise. Nope, I can leave it. All right, so let's put all this away. So I'm over my hour mark. I'm going to call it a day, but I will do some more alternatives, maybe this afternoon if I have time. So let me zoom out here. So these are the 3 cards that we did today. So these 2 are from the kit. And then this was my alternative shaker card, which I love my shaker cards. So I hope you like these. Zoom out a little bit more. And get inspired. And if you are not already a subscriber of Paper Pumpkin, I do have a link below if you'd like to join the Paper Pumpkin monthly subscription. So it's a fun way to get a kit every month. Everything is included that you need, and you can travel with it. And again, don't forget that we have the online the joining special. So if you'd like to become a hobby demo or even a business person, you don't have to though. You can just join for the discount. I bet you probably 80 or 90% of the demonstrators out there in Canada and the United States and Europe, anywhere, are hobby demos. And all that means is that you get to purchase your products at a 20 to 25% discount. So if that interests you, let me know. I'd love to have you on my team. We have a very small team, but I'm trying to grow it a little bit. And yeah, so I hope I've inspired you. Thanks for joining me. Have a super weekend, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.